Hey there, sweetness. How goes it? I do hope that it goes well. Quick name of the game. If there is anything that is connected to this collective, that is beautiful, and I invite you to take that ish with you. If, however, nothing here resonates, that's all right. Just leave it right where you found it. It's a piece of information meant for somebody else in the collective, and you shouldn't take something off the table or in general that doesn't belong to you. Please keep in mind that time may be fluid as well as energy. Let's get into it, shall we? Oh, yes, we shall. What are we getting into? Collective messages. Welcome, homies. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please do the tribe a favor. Make sure you smash that like button on your way into the video. Get comfortable. Get your drinks. Get your smoky smokes. We got some talking to do. Spirit of love, truth, grace, and guidance, please guide myself, guide these messages, guide this collective. Please guide us all, always and always. Thank you. One big stoner, excuse me, for any and all coughs. So, there's something very important about the word bishop. Also something about visible ships, like boats. There's something about a weaver bird, which feels really significant. This weaver bird, we're going to name it Bishop, but that actually comes from the origin of the word bishop. But this weaver bird is an overseer, a spiritual guardian, and they made it there by being entrusted to care. Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for smashing the like button. So what I mean by entrusted to care is really important. This weaver bird, Bishop, God, source, creator, the origin, entrusts Bishop, this weaver bird. Collective, I feel like that is your energy. Trusts you to care. Even in a world that tries to turn you to stone. And it's this, just the energy that I was getting before even getting here. It's beautiful. So yeah, that's where we begin. Something about a compass needle needing its true north. The bishop energy is a compass needle. Encapsulates that energy. Tell ya, that sage is barely burning. But it is very strong. And I mean very strong. Even for a very tiny, very slow burn. That's significant. Okay. Welcome, 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 welcome. Okay, I won't. All right, let's chat. Something about bigger pictures being revealed, more pieces to the puzzles. Okay. And put these together. Yeah. Clean up my mountain of cards over here. Hello, hello, hello. No, I am not. I'm drinking coffee. Messages for the collective. What do the homies need to know at this time? Expand upon an experience. Elaborate. Something good will grow. I hesitate to speak about that. I hesitate. All right. I am not a chess player, but isn't a bishop a piece in a game of chess? Thank you. Welcome, 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 everyone. There's something about the bishop and the queen. The queen is the bishop is the queen. So Queen Bee. All right, I love that. Queen Bee being given the 411. It's time to respond to something because there are refugees. This is a very spiritual, like, go read my disclaimer on my page, okay? Very, we're just here for entertainment purposes, okay? But a lot of the things that I talk about, you can go do your own research and find. There's something very important about, I don't think I've ever had this moment before. I literally feel like I'm scared. I'm scared to talk about it. I'm scared to talk about a thing. Like my hands just started sweating. But here we go. I'm being told I need to. So it's a part of broken systems being balanced. All right. Have any of you guys heard of the GATE program? It's widely considered to be like conspiracy, but it's also not because it's documented, it's proven. And there are many accounts of people experiencing this program in school. generally like elementary, middle school. Does anyone have any idea what I'm talking about? Before I continue, I got like goosebumps. I'm trying to be bold. I will be blessed for being bold. All right, so anyway, here's a call to any that were overseen by the gatekeepers in school. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. The gifted and talented education programs. And then when they started catching on, then they called us stupid. Then they put us in things like alternative ed, special education, called us problem children, and started cutting us out of school altogether. Of course, not real blatantly. They can't do that, can they? But there's something behind your psyche being brutally fucking broken. By the imbalance that the lack of information, the lack of understanding of these programs brought on. So I'm still looking at the comments. I don't have any takers, anyone saying they understand what the GATE program is. So I feel like if you don't know, then it's my job to tell you what the GATE program. I don't know the extent of it, okay? But it's all the creepy shit that you hear. It's all the things that you hear are really wrong with the world and the government and all the secrets and all the things, like this whole like aliens descending upon us. It's what Trump and all of our news stations, it's all about around. I'm in America, so that's like all we see and hear anymore is UFOs. I don't know about everywhere anywhere else, and I try not to pay too much attention because it helps me take me out of the here and now, take me out of my brain, and I don't like being taken out of my brain. So who the fuck are you? Okay, so I was in these programs as a child, and yeah, actually, I wouldn't say that I was a kindergarten teacher, but I was brought down to read to kindergartners. I was chosen out of many in my class because of my reading level, my spelling abilities, vocabulary, and because there were a lot of very abused children, very traumatized children in these rooms. And they had to go back home to the situations, But a lot of them, the teachers knew, the overseers knew what was happening. You listen to these kids, you pay attention to what they're saying, you catch a whiff of them, or you look at their whatever it is, and you understand that they're being neglected, they're being abused, things like this. And it can be really hard to get through to a kid like that. It can be really hard to talk to a kid like that. It can be hard to talk to a person like that, but kids especially. And I was a abused child. I was a traumatized child. What grade would I have been in? First or second? And they had me start, going and reading to the kindergarten kids. So that was a lovely comment there about me being a kindergarten teacher in kindergarten. but a part of these programs, and they were like, it was the CIA behind them. It was the government, like, these documents are there. I implore you, I dare you, go check yourself. But they would test things like our hearing, but it wasn't the like annual hearing test that you always get done. No, it was longer and deeper, but then we never end up going and, getting fucking surgeries or anything. It's all like, oh, yep, no, never mind. System malfunction. You're fine. The machine just picked up this or something, but you're on this list now of this is how your hearing reacted to this machine. And I know it all sounds like a bunch of tinfoil hat talk conspiracy stuff, but for real, like, just go look up the GATE program. I don't believe it's ever stopped. I don't believe the gate's ever been closed. But I feel like that's a part of this major rewriting energy that I've been getting, is something's being written to seal the gate. Now, I feel like a lot of different senses when I say that. I feel scared, I feel sad, I feel happy, I feel justice, I feel all these like seriously imbalancing fucking feelings about it. And a part of that is this piece of information that I came to understand, that I feel like whatever the system is, it's been infiltrated. This gate system, it's been infiltrated. And it's turned into almost like witch hunt energy. But I feel like at its origin, at its root, it was supposed to be a tool for the light. I feel like the things, the people, the energies, the bloodlines they were looking for, they knew in a good way that something about these energies was going to bring balance to a very imbalanced world. See, like around the time that you can trace back these programs beginning, you can also trace back our murder statistics rising, serial killings, rape, kidnappings, all these horrific, brutal fucking things that are like inhuman. Like someone was bitten by fucking evil and carried out all their acts. Hello. Welcome. Yes, I did. Thankful to see you here. Thankful to see you all. Thank you guys for smashing the like button. But I had been thinking about things, getting the downloads, letting them in, really, meditating, and I came to an understanding of this. It's like, overseer, spiritual guardian energy, technology, all this kind of stuff. So what they were looking for with the GATE program basically is, as you can see, people like me, people like many of you, a lot of the real true fucking like blood and grit and sweat readers on here, the fucking healers, the light seers and bringers, even sometimes the light clearers, the light fucking movers, because What happens if you get too much sun? A discussion for another time. But so basically, the basic concept that I want to get to is all the ones that I just did, those like crimes against fucking humanity, assault, abuse, murder, fucking kidnapping, all these different things. And no, I'm going to stop being afraid to say these words because all these other channels say them. All these true crime documentary ones say them. Like, dear God, protect and bless this channel. But I feel like, and I have no idea, all right? I just have memories and senses and feelings and understandings and intuitions, all the things that they were documenting and looking for in us. Some, I do believe wholeheartedly, were on a witch hunt to hurt people like us so that we couldn't discover people like them. The ones that were fucking broken, the ones that are brutal and bitten by fucking evil, bitten by Satan himself, like werewolf style. I don't. I think for some, there are these evil energies. I'm getting so much here. And it's because, I'm not going to lie, I've been trying to quiet it until I have the strength, until I feel rested enough to come on here and talk and give a fulfilling reading. But a whole part of that, like, gate stuff, a whole part of spirituality, magic, ascension, vibrations, the paranormal. I just was hearing the paraactivities. And immediately I'm seeing them. We were doing the parachute, the rainbow parachute under there. Anyway, something about, why did I just lose what I had? Because there's so much. Oh, yes, because there's so much of things sometimes. It's like I just said about the sun, you know, sometimes the light, it's trying to make its way in, like vibration after vibration after vibration, trying to come in, right? If it all comes in at once, like if all of this, like this is great, I can use this to help me kind of interpret. If all of this was this one together and it all just came hitting in like, whew, I mean, yeah, there are some that are strong enough to withstand that, but it's easier on the human mind, the human psyche, the human, you know, if it just comes piece by piece by piece, making the bigger picture, you know? I hope that makes sense. That's literally how I'm feeling it. So for some were looking for, I'm going to say it's like our hive, you know, the spiritualist fucking hive, God's hive of honey children, light seers, light workers, you know, the seeders. So, yeah, they were looking for the network so that they could help identify evil. Identify, like they were trying to identify us so that we could help identify the ones bitten by Satan. And I'm getting this whole thing. It started with fuck around and find out. And then I started seeing the little baby thing. It's a little reel thing that I watch on Facebook or YouTube or whatever, like the reels. And it's the talking babies. They're like fucking grown-ups, but they put the baby filter on and it, they talk in a little baby voice and they say grown-up shit. So it's fucking hilarious, kind of, I'm not gonna lie, when my kid was a baby and she looked at me and said, sit, I laughed the first time, realized that wasn't a great idea because then she kept saying it, but it's kind of like that. Anyway, there's one where they're like, dude's like, you're gonna fuck around and find out one of these days, and I'm probably butchering it, all right, but I'll give it the best I got in my recollection. They're like, yeah, well, I'm just the type to fuck around and find out, and then right about the time I get back up, I'm fucking around and finding out all over again. And he's like this and that, and it's like, they're like, why would you keep, why? And it was almost like some of us are like that whole built from broken energy. We come from the darkest of places and some of the greatest of circumstances and situations and evilest of fucking families, and we have some of the shittiest origin stories that a person could just be like, what the fuck? Why would God let somebody, why would, why would this need to be this person's story? Like, why? Kids in abusive homes and just all the different things. It's almost like, I don't know, I keep attributing it kind of to cigarettes. I keep seeing cigarettes. When I was younger, and I had first started smoking, I was a kid. I wasn't old enough to go buy my own cigarettes. So how do you think I would obtain cigarettes? Steal them from the parents, right? So I'd go steal a cigarette, and like I'm addicted to them. Everybody around me smokes. Literally, I'm growing up breathing it in all day, every day. You hear everybody talk about it, this whole thing, and it's just like, oh well, they're stressed, they smoke a cigarette. They're sad, they smoke a cigarette. They're trying to forget this, they smoke a cigarette. So it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna try. Whatever's clever. I'm addicted. I'm fucking like, how do I get my cigarettes? How do I get them? I'm fucking stealing them all the time and getting my ass fucking handed to me. Getting fucking, beat down, smacked down, fucking WWE Raw style over smoking cigarettes. And like, my little brothers are watching and they're just like, what the fuck? Just quit smoking. Like, stop fucking around and finding out. Just fucking stop it. And I'm like, I wish that I had that willpower, but I can't. I don't have that in me. I need to keep fucking around and finding out, apparently. And I did, 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 and I did. Something about the system that was meant for good, and it's reminding me of the little Ezra Poppet story that I channeled. Really, I never had a thought of that story in my mind until I sat down with a pencil and it was there. Boom. And then the cards, Ezra Poppet, is a whole thing. But it's like being born and bred for one thing, this one good, great, grand thing, and then being turned and twisted and mutilated into something completely fucking different. But like this major balancing coming because of the overseers, because of the weaver birds, because of the spiritual guardians, those that were entrusted to care because they do fucking care. Like flipping the script energy, reset, rewriting. But it's an energy of, in order for them to be able to do so, they had to be the ones that just kept fucking around and finding out. They had to be the ones that just kept daring to try whatever they were trying to do. Should I have been smoking as a kid? No, probably not. Why do I say probably? Because who the fuck knows? Go do a little research about organic tobacco. I get we don't have a whole lot of that available now, but back then, that's literally what my parents did. They'd go buy the cheap fucking, all natural tobacco and you roll it in the cigarettes there and all that, So, I don't know. But there's something about the weaver birds are the ones that, for whatever reason, always had to fuck around and find out. And it's their will. And like every time they fucked around and found out, something different happened. And they got a different consequence and a different something. But nothing could fucking deter them. Those are the ones that are entrusted to care. Light workers. The balancing is about to be brutal for those on borrowed time. They've been on borrowed time. Tony stole that idea. I don't think so. I mean, it's a thought I had. And up there in the cloud of information of thoughts and things, it's just some thoughts and things. Anyway. Yeah. That was probably one of the coolest readings I've ever seen, done, felt, heard, understood, come to learn. I still really, really, really want to know that rogue comment about me being a kindergarten teacher. What the fuck was that? Why did you say that? As soon as the minute I mention gate, you start talking. Yeah. I can feel it. I got a hairball. 1, 2, or 3. What am I doing, guys? 1, 2, 3. Pick a number between 1 and 3. I need to cough that up. I finally made 3. All right. Finally made my onion potion, onion garlic, and this time I made myself ice cubes. I just one of those not very long ago. That way I can just go thaw one out real quick so I can bang it down with a little couple drops of olive oil and call it golden. That's probably also a part of why my cough wants to come out now, because I drank it not long before coming on the way. And that will really clear this out. Cheers, kids. Let's finish getting it out. Perfect. Thank you. That one's called Clementine. Also, you guys want to hear something cool? Did you know that you can get vitamin C from drinking the water that you boil your potatoes in? And like vitamin B and things like that? Yes, they absolutely are. So, it's no secret. I battle mold in the body. And that's why I'm still human. So yes, I do things like drink coffee and smoke and, whatnot. But it doesn't matter necessarily if I didn't, because I'm surrounded by it everywhere. But I do go so far as to, like, I try and buy very special particular brands of coffee that will have the most minimal amount of mold in them. And pesticides also, highly sensitive to pesticides. Why am I talking about this? With a cough. But also maybe it's important some of you guys know if it's getting cold where you are. I tell you, if you boil a lot of potatoes, if you make a lot of mashed potatoes, shit like that, save your fucking potato water and drink it. You can turn it into ice cubes if you want, but it does turn gray. But you can keep it in the fridge for like up to a week. And take a fucking spoonful, and it's like taking a vitamin for vitamin. I think it's a couple different vitamin Bs, maybe. Yeah, nerd talk. Here we go. Couple different vitamin Bs, which are in control of your balancing out our oxidative stress levels. Oxidative stress levels can attack our pineal gland by attacking our nervous system and having our nervous system attack our pineal gland. So here's the thing. I'm coming to understand, we sometimes block our own third eye. It's not to say that we have not been targeted individuals, those that have, like I was just saying, that fucking gate program wasn't for nothing. They literally said, it was like, I can't even remember what the statistics were, but there's like this percent of the population that were qualified to, keep going through levels of these programs. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is like it's almost like if stress was a fucking heavy metal that builds up in your system, and I'm not a doctor. No, not a doctor. These are just things I've read, allegedly. I don't know. But we can attack our own pineal gland, and our pineal gland will shut down sometimes if we're taking in, kind of like that thing I said about you taking in too much sun, or you're taking in too much fucking information all at once, and it's like fucking explode. Like, sometimes that, I guess it could be good. Not always. Like, I don't know, I'm looking around at all these little bubbles of light everywhere, and it's like if they were all one, like the sun, and came at you like a fucking meteor, like this Atlas thing, meteor, whatever the heck. But if it's like a firefly comes at you, lands on you, and gives you a little kiss of info, little kiss of understand, maybe that's something about the tree of knowledge, of, something, right? It took in the whole fucking thing all at once. I don't know. My brain is it's all here, but it's also, it's like quantumly entangled in like the tree roots, and all the different grounding informations, varied fucking understandings. Yeah. But So potato water, yeah, drink your potato water and your onion water. Um, like I don't know, especially in today's world, for those that, if you find yourself, I'm a very health conscious person, but again, I am I'm not gonna say victim, I'm a fucking survivor of so many different just instances and things. um there were a lot of times in my childhood or growing up that we didn't eat, like the kids, mostly a lot of the time me. And my body would go basically into starvation, like, a forced fucking fast. I hated drinking water as a kid, but I would get so hungry that I would drink water, even in places where you're told don't drink the water. When you're a little kid and you're thirsty and you don't understand it, there are times when I drank hard water with sulfur and things, stuff about builds up in the system, and I ended up being a very overweight kid, very obese. So if I tried to tell somebody that I was hungry, that we weren't fed properly, people would laugh because I'm obese. But actually, what it was my body going into survival mode over and over and over and over, and holding on to everything, anything that it was getting fed, and swelling with mold, swelling with all the different metals and things that were in the waters, and just all the shit, right? It's, sometimes just how it be. Sometimes those are the situations that you fuck around and you find out, so you can be entrusted to care about those that are dealing with it. So you can be like, hey, just in case. But anyway, in a world where everything's surrounded by pesticides, we're being told that our meat isn't meat anymore, and our fruits and veggies aren't fruits and veggies anymore, all this different stuff. And if you're worried about that, and then at the same time, you're worried about how do you keep your body replenished, these are little things that I've come to find. It's pretty easy, and I could be totally wrong, but go to some local farmers, I guess. Garlic, onion, potato. Those are three things that, and for the longest time, they try to tell us potato doesn't really have much nutritional value. Fucking blah, blah. Oh, I've heard that tune before. Actually, yeah, honey. Yes, absolutely. And we did have queen bee and honey energy right up in here. So, yeah. And to me, I equate, I don't know, it's a thing in my brain, in the center of my consciousness, really, that equates honey to light and light to honey. Like honey to the sun, and like the origin of light to honey. And I guess it's because it's like the flowers, they grow because the sun exists. I guess there are some that may grow without sun, but would they really? And I don't ever want to find out. I just got hit with that seal energy as soon as I started saying that, in a way that made me almost nauseous, and my I have a stutter sometimes. Don't judge me, monkey. My body's vibrating from like the inside out. What was I even saying? I can't remember what I was just talking about. So that right there is something about the seal. Isn't there something in the Revelations about the end of the world, the sky, the sun going black or something? it's something about, we have a choice as a species. We have choices on like micro and macro fucking scales every day, every hour, every minute, every second, every thought, every word, every fucking blink, every action, every, like, we have all these choices as people. And it's making me go back to these thoughts about the GATE program and how it was, potentially originally for good, to literally find fucking terrorists, both foreign and domestic. Like these, the CIA proved that remote viewing exists. Like, I'm starting to get all worked up, and I feel like I'm fucking. My palms are sweaty. They did these tests on these people that were part of the GATE program, and they had this guy like sit there, and they put him in one guy in this remote location that they didn't tell this other guy, and they bring this other guy in this building, and they sit him down, and they give him a piece of paper and a pencil. It's kind of like what we do right here, right? Our God-given ability to discern messages, channeling, this sort of thing, okay? So the guy in the room that's being tested, the remote viewer, starts drawing and drawing. He's like, I can't really make out exactly what this is, but it kind of feels like this, and it kind of, feels like this, and it kind of feels like this. And he draws this like bridge overpass thing, and the dude is at a bridge overpass, and he takes the guy and he shows him, and he's like, holy fuck, like, wait a minute, holy, because he drew the place that this guy was at. So it's like, imagine, it's all coming together so beautifully. It's all going to come together so beautifully. We need to know that. But there's something about, and so that's a part of what it is. Fuck around and find outers, the ones that are like, yeah, I fucked around and found out. Yeah, I fucked around and found out. I fucked around and found out. I said that to you about the cigarettes for a reason. Every time I get caught stealing a cigarette, of course, my fucking punishment was more and more and more brutal every time. Not only were they they're like, yep, nope, you're fucking losing this one. We could stop this addiction from happening. We can stop the darkness from taking hold of this child. But, I mean, I already was addicted. Like, I already needed the fucking cigarettes. I already needed the nicotine. I already felt fucking, like, it just, it was what it was. So I kept fucking around and finding out. It didn't matter how bad it would get. It was bad without a cigarette. So it's, like, almost something like, imagine being a remote viewer, okay? A bishop, a weaver bird, an overseer, and being able to see not just this bird's eye view up there, but boom, like, oh no, I can, this person is, has to fucking, hypothetically, say somebody's like kidnapped somebody has somebody fucking, they're hurting them, they're doing these things. Somebody could close their eyes and be like, yeah, no, I can find this fucking person. I can find that person. But it's gonna probably need to be somebody that has a pretty fucking strong stomach for this kind of shit, because they done fucked around and found out with all kinds of shit and had the fucking, brutality beaten right into them, so they can take the fucking brutality. And I guess that's a part of, like, maybe some spiritual contracts and Akashic records and things, and, like, that's what people came for. It's what they agreed to. Be born into, fucking chaos so that they could help fight the chaos. You gotta, like, sometimes live it to be it, it's starting to get kind of like Hollywood, fucking actors and playing their part and things, but it's deeper. It's like that part is woven into the bird. The vision is woven in as a guardian itself. Yeah, so that was a lot, and I'm gonna need to rewatch this video myself because just whoa. Alright, let's get some more cards, shall we? I feel like we haven't touched any for a while. This feeling of things about to get real good. From the inside out and back again. To the best of my ability, I mean what I say. And I am saying what I mean. Whew. Okay. Let's get some tarot, shall we? There's something about being entrusted to care as the overseer, as the bishop, as the weaver bird, as the queen bee energy, whatever it is, because you know deep within that no one will ever love you like what created you. And that understanding takes away a lot of the pain from all that feeling like you just had to fuck around and find out. Somebody tried to tell you, that's what this is. Somebody tried to convince you that they loved you more than anything or anyone or just any ever could. But they don't even have love for themselves, let alone the thing that created you, them, life, existence. Probably got some mommy issues, daddy issues, really unhealed troll like. But even through all the smoke and mirrors and tricks and even treats, you still held on to the vision of truth, a vision of a beautiful origin story underneath it all. And the way that you showed that you understood that these energies, this person, we have the Lion King, he had the Burger King, fucking gotta have it their way. Like, I just heard so many different things, like somebody's ancestors are fucking dragging this person hard. Up there. Okay. I don't want to be in the gossip cloud of that. But it's something like you're understanding that these people were literally blowing smoke up your ass and holding on to your faith, the origin of your faith, your understanding, the origin of your understanding, all these things, your God, the origin of that, you held on so tight that that's why you're entrusted. Because you showed a true understanding of care. You didn't just express care, but you showed a true understanding of what care is and isn't. Something about Jekyll and Hyde, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. This Lion King is also the Prince of Cups. And they come and they try and, I mean, it's like fucking bully energy, like straight up bully. Like, we're talking about middle school and elementary school, so let's talk about this guy. Like, let's talk about it. This is two-faced motherfucker, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, okay? I'm going to drag him just a little bit, but I'm not going to laugh and, cackle with the hens up there like they were, because they were going off. But these people, they like to make others weak because, why? Oh, because they're weak? Okay. So it brings me back to the thing we keep talking about. Murderers, serial killers, rapists, all these people, a lot of them, when they're interviewed, do you know what, the ones that find their nuggets enough to speak up and talk about what the fuck they've done, be like, I did this, do you know what a lot of them say about themselves as to why they ever first attacked a fucking human, fucking abused somebody, most especially, like, sexually? Like, you know what a lot of these people have in common? Can you guess what one of their, like, fucking visible factors about themselves is? That. Thank you, Emperor Majesty. Their fucking insecurity. It's their fucking insecure. They are insecure about themselves. And so, in some sick fucking way, they want to take somebody else's security, like, they fucking... So, like, it's making me think of, God, I literally, I've been overseeing some things that on a normal fucking week I wouldn't. But a veil has been removed for me lately that has broadened my horizons and closed them down a little. Anyway. It was like 3 different, I'd say, probably of the documentaries that I've watched this week, that every single one, and actually it's been like the last 48 hours, still burning fresh in the brain, all the channeling. And yes, there is assisted channeling. But it's they all say, I feel like I'm not good enough. I feel like I'm not good enough. One of these guys, and I'm sorry, like, trigger warning, I'm about to get a little fucking gruesome, I guess, but here we go. One of these guys was like this young, in his early 20s, maybe, dude, and he was being charged with he decapitated his pregnant girlfriend. And before it happened, like, they had this brutal relationship where they were fucking, hands-on, not in a good way, all this different shit. People recognized how bad things were, and they'd, break up and get back together, break up and get back together, and the girl got pregnant. And that was actually something that I had noticed as well. key factor was the stress, apparently, that a pregnancy can bring on for these guys that I'm talking about. There are also lots of lady killers, but in this perspective, we're talking about these dudes. So maybe that's a part of it. Maybe if, the gay kids are fucking like little sleeper cells to fight the evil, maybe it's like, feminines are there to fight the masculines and the masculines are there to fight the feminines. Maybe it's vice versa all around, but maybe there's like this special sector of, I don't know. Anyway. I need to start writing more of this down. But yeah, so before the thing had happened, before the incident, before the murder, before he fucking, brutalized his lover, he had been like reaching out to one of his best friends like weeks before, months before or something. And he had kept saying things like, I feel like I'm about to fucking break. I'm gonna crack mentally. Like I can't stand the pressure on me. And I feel so guilty about that. I can't take the pressure on me. I feel insecure. I don't feel like I'm good enough. All this different shit. And that could have potentially been a part of a guilt trip, I guess. But it's like, when you look at the kid, it looks like kind of like the bit by Satan fucking energy. This kid grew up, you could see the light on this kid's fucking face. Like, he's playing sports. He's like happy. He's, like I see all the other fucking shit I've seen, and the kids grew up and you're like, that one, there's something wrong with that fucking potato over there. I don't want to drink the fucking water from that potato. I'm not even cooking that potato. Like, this kid, and it's not to say you can see all of it, profiling, I guess, but I feel like you could see a light in the kid, it's like somewhere along the way. I don't know, anyway, but that's the type of energy coming off of, I'm telling you, this right here is one energy combined. It's coming off this insecure motherfucker, trying to make the homies, trying to make the light seeds, trying to make the light workers, the bishops, the weaver birds, the fucking spiritual guardians, those entrusted to care, trying to make them weak. It's not just an energy of taking your kindness for weakness, as in they're mistaking your kindness for weakness. No, they want to take your kindness and exchange it with weakness. What's one way for these people to do that? Destroy your fucking faith. Destroy your faith in the light. Destroy your faith for a decent tomorrow. Better than decent tomorrow, but at least decent. Just destroy your faith. They're obsessed with it. They can't achieve that, though, unless you let them. You're in charge. You're the bee in charge, whether you're a queen or not. Homie bee. Messages for the collective. They didn't need anything else. The devil. I'm getting something weird. The devil. It's almost like I'm seeing something. It's like the thing that I said about the light being broken up into bits and pieces so that it can be received in little bits and pieces. We have certain, anything I'm about to say is theoretical. And it's not even a theory that I've had before. Unless I've had it before and didn't know I had it before. But what the fuck is this? Something about that seal, sealing evil in. It's something about the devil being broken up into bits and pieces, being fucking dismembered, being dismantled, being fucking, decapitated, all the different things into bits and pieces. So it's more than one seal. It's multiple fucking seals that are going to seal the fucking devil down. They are meant to. It's almost like if the collective fucking power comes together seriously on a fucking macro scale. It's like dissecting the fucking devil into these bits and pieces and sealing them in. Sealing their fucking fate in. It's like they have 7 different hells or 13 different hells or however fucking many. Infinite. But it's almost like somehow, just trying to get in. If allowed in to enough souls, enough beings, enough vessels, enough, and being allowed to spill out of them in such ways as this gruesome shit that I've been fucking talking about. It means the seal's broken. Something about trying to convince us that all the seals are broken so that we just walk away from keeping them fucking sealed or figuring out exactly how to finish sealing them, or I don't. Seven seals. What is there about? Something about 7 mountains. Whatever energy this is, I feel so. It's like I'm hearing bifocal, but in there, like part of me feels nauseated and another part of me feels like fucking. So part of me feels like it's taking in too much information and it's making it sick, and another part of me feels like I need more. Quench my fucking thirst. Like I'm fucking hungry, thirsty over here. You're fucking satiating me perfectly. Thank you. So it's like an energy of rock and a hard place. But one of them is actually a really good place to be. Which one's which? The rock or the hard place? All right. Messages for the collective. Thank you. You guys got prying eyes. Someone has their eyes on you. Absolutely. Rather write it out together something together and better weather song in the background. Keyword, someone has their eyes on you, competition, defensiveness. Somebody is keeping a close eye on you. Whether they have good intentions or bad is not yet clear. What is clear is what you're doing, or is that you're doing something right. Others are taking notice of you, and you will not be able to stay under the radar for much longer. This also means opportunities will become more frequent, and you may find yourself contemplating prospects you haven't considered before. As soon as I read that, I started seeing it's like the homies, the collective, this whole thing right in line with what we're talking about. Like the devil being separated, it's like the light's been separated too to keep it undercover so that, you know, it wasn't fucking attacked and destroyed, and also so that it didn't end up destroying itself by making others feel attacked. Because what do we know about our light sometimes? And others' lights? You know, light can irritate people's demons. I have demons that sometimes somebody's light will irritate. Then I've got to look at it and be like, why did it irritate me? Why did that irritate me? You know? Something about, it's like the collective. But the light, it's time for it to come back together. It is time. Because the darkness cannot be allowed to overtake. This is an excellent card for anyone wishing to be in the public eye, seeking employment, or looking for new love. You've caught the attention of someone who matters. However, shining brighter attracts attention, both good and bad. Be careful of jealousy and rivalry. So that's a part of, that's what it is. Shining brighter. Maybe it's not just a whole chunk of light. It's the strength of the light. Every successful person experiences copycats, no matter how high your vibration or how small your platform. Shadows are attracted to the light, the same way a moth is attracted to a flame. You may experience more competition or even a straight-on attack. Don't dim your light, but take proper measures to protect yourself. Dropped it. Something about talk to your spiritual guardians, talk to your overseers, talk to those that you entrust to care. Closing guidance, you guys have the Death card. One chapter ends and another begins. Honor the lessons learned. Make peace with unresolved circumstances and move forward with a clear heart. You guys, you're the ones that know exactly how to fuck around and find out and get up and do it again. You're that way for a reason. Yeah. Time for another new beginning. Just because I'm leaving, it don't mean that I won't be right by your side. Right here, collective. Right here. All right. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Until we speak again. My dears. Take care. Shine that fucking light.